Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all the important decisions that this governing body will make in regards to citizens of Anderson, your children. We ask that you show your favor on our community to protect those that are out there serving, that face forward into the community to always keep them safe and away from harm. And we ask for all of these blessings in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our minutes of our last meeting, our September 22nd meeting, were distributed. Are there any corrections or additions to those minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes, Mayor.
First by Mr. Steele.
Second.
Second by Mr. Martinez. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes of September 22nd pass unanimously. We've got a couple items of old business, and our first item of old business is request second reading of ordinance 25-15 to amend Division 3 of Article 2 of Chapter 42 of the City Code, providing the prohibition of unreasonable noises. Mr. McEwen.
Second reading, we have spoke in depth about this and reviewed the ordinance and looked at it and went over the ordinance in great detail, and we've heard from both our city attorney and assistant city attorney Raym Campbell, who put this together for us on the goal of reducing unreasonable noises in the city, and a lot of that, and you can again refer to what's prohibited, specific noises during certain times, but excessive noises coming from motorized vehicles in operation that may have an ineffective muffler, or they have had some kind of modification done to the vehicle, excessive or unnecessary rapid throttling or revving an engine. So you have that. You see this happen to you. I know you probably may not experienced that being in the downtown area, eating out, or somewhere else in the city. Somebody's revving it up at the stoplight unnecessarily. Megaphones, amplifiers, horns, sirens, loud radios, stereos, and so forth that may be coming from a business. Could be a loud event that's occurring from within a business. And then it gets into some construction as well, and then it allows for what's allowed for, and the ordinance provides for construction from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, sets those hours, and then has weekend hours as well. And then it gets into more of noises coming from a stadium, an amphitheater, or a permitted event. And so with that, that's just a quick overview again of it. Again, this is on second reading. I will use this time and yield back to you, Mayor, more for any specific questions the council may have. We do have with us both Frankie, Raym, Chief Stewart, if you have any specific questions.
Good. We had a lot of good discussion at the last minute. At the last meeting, we talked about, the common sense approach. We had some comments that basically talked about it gives a good framework for the chief and his team to work through. But I would open it up for any other questions that you might have. Mayor Pro Tem.
Just a reminder, we already have an ordinance in place. This simply cleans it up and makes it more, as you say, maybe more common sense approach.
Sure.
Mayor,
Ms. Steele.
This is, a lot of times we talk about, do we get feedback or not? This is one of those ordinances that I've received a lot of positive feedback on from multiple sources, multiple community groups in the community, constituents who have called me and thanked me about this ordinance. I appreciate our attorney staff and the police talking about how they're going to train our police staff to really enforce this ordinance appropriately. I am encouraged that this is a step in the positive direction. So with that, I'd make a motion that we pass
Second.
First by Mr. Steele, second by Mr. Martinez. Any further discussion? Mr. Stewart? I'm sorry, Mr. Newton. You guys sound alike now.
That's right. We're cool like that.
All right, cool. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Appreciate it, Chief. A second item of old business is request second reading of ordinance 2516 to amend the business license ordinance of the city of Anderson to update the business license class schedule as required by Act 176. Mr. McEwen?
Council did review and discuss this item on first reading, September the 22nd meeting. As you can remember, this is our, I believe our third time doing this since the state adopted and they passed Act 176 to streamline and standardize the business license process across the state of South Carolina. The law requires all taxing jurisdictions to use the same business license rate class schedule and follow consistent practices. As part of the mandate to the cities, the city must adopt an updated business license class schedule every 2 years. And the last one was adopted by the city in 2023. At 176 also requires the use of the North American Industry Classification System, or abbreviated NACS, to classify businesses based on profitability using IRS data. The state releases updated data in 2025, or they did release rather updated data in 2025. The city is now required to adopt the revised rate class schedule. Staff is requesting approval to update Appendix B of the city's business license ordinance to incorporate these mandated changes. A copy of the amended ordinance is attached, and take a moment to yield that to you for any questions you may have as well in second reading.
Thank you, sir. Again, good discussion, questions asked and answered on the first reading, but are there any additional questions or comments? Mr. Horvath?
I was prepared tonight to ask a lot of questions to Ms. Martin, but since she's not here, she did a fantastic job of going over everything at our last meeting, and I would make a recommendation we pass this.
We have first by Mr. Horvath. Second by Dr. Thompson. Further discussion, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That item passes unanimously. We roll right into our new business, and we have 2 items of new business. And the first item is to request consideration to purchase a generator for Train C of the Generosity Creek wastewater treatment plant. Mr. McEwen?
Yeah, just to intro this one real quick, we have several of these out there. This is a federal grant. This federal grant comes after when you have a federal disaster occur in your area. FEMA opens up these grants, and then they're administered through the State Emergency Management Division. This is one that we've been looking for the award for a little bit. That was during the presidential administration changes. There was a slowdown to the award, and therefore a little bit more lead time here from where we initially applied for it. But with that, this involves a generator. I will ask Alex from our utilities department to go over the request for you and make a recommendation. Alex.
Yes, sir. The generator for Train C at the Generosity Creek wastewater treatment plant became inoperable in 2023. Staff applied for the hazard mitigation grant, was granted eligibility approval in April 2023. Staff received notice of award in June of 25. We've contacted several vendors, and only one had a delivery time to meet the November 21st, 2026 grant completion deadline. Blanchard Energy is a member of the Sourcewell Government Purchasing Contract and has a generator in stock for $133,754, and that includes installation. Our strategic goal is to assure sustainable growth by pursuing long-term infrastructure projects and maintaining sewer infrastructure. The funding, the hazard mitigation grant, will cover $100,315.50, and our sewer utilities budget will cover $33,438.50 for a total of $133,754. Staff recommends the approval to purchase the generator for the Generosity Creek wastewater treatment plant from Blanchard Energy in the amount of $133,754.
Thank you, sir. Questions, comments? Mr. Roberts, Mayor Pro Tem.
Says here that the generator went out in 2023. What have we been doing since 2023?
We debated about putting that sentence in there or not, but we actually have a portable generator that we moved to the location that's currently serving as the backup for it, that we can move around from place to place. However, it's not sustainable for long-term use, and so that's been what's there on train seat treatment process. But definitely this long-term solution and replacing the older ones, what to go with.
And also, whoever's in staff applied for this grant, thank you. And that's the bulk of it.
Any other questions?
I move that we accept the purchase of the new generator.
Have a first by the Mayor Pro Tem, a second by Mr. Stewart. Any further questions, comments? And I agree. Our guys do a good job about making sure that we're getting grant money and just proactively. David and Ms. McEwen and the team do a really good job there. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously. And our last item of new business is to request consideration of a contract for the Glen Street Head Wall project. Ms. McEwen?
This comes from a couple different infrastructure failures that we had during Hurricane Helene. With that, Adam Cromer put this together for us and asked Mr. Cromer to present this item to you.
Thank you, Mr. McEwen. Good evening, Mayor and Council. When Hurricane Helene came through last year, several large trees took down a significant head wall along Glen Street, kind of between the Old Mill and King Street, just adjacent to 1300 Glen Street. Our crews made some temporary repairs to get the sidewalk and road back open to traffic. The head wall supports drainage system under the street. Without it, the roadway and the nearby utilities are at risk of erosion and failure. After the storm, we submitted through the FEMA Public Assistant Grant for funding. Over the summer, Ridgewater Engineering prepared bid specifications, and we bid the project on September 26th, opened 4 bids. Low bidder was Trey's Clearing and Grading of 6 Mile for $185,400. The repair of this head wall is essential to maintaining the stability of the roadway and protecting the nearby infrastructure. And with that, we recommend that low bid to Trey's Clearing and Grading for $185,400.
Yeah, I didn't even notice this damage, and it's hard to see until it was pointed out, and I went by and looked at it, but I could tell that there was some temporary things done there. Any questions, comments? Mr. Harvin, then Mr. Stewart.
So, thank you, Mr. Crowell, for the update. Does this, the water that comes through this,
It's Whitner Street.
and that's the flume on down
It is.
that kicks in right there? Okay. And I know, I read about the head wall and, sustain the roadway. Is it gonna be aesthetically pleasing, or are we never gonna see it?
It'll be an in-kind replacement. It'll be pretty much the same. You won't see it from the roadway, but it is an in-kind replacement of what was there.
Okay.
The wing wall and head wall is about 50 feet long, 13 feet high, so
Yeah.
significant wall.
It's a big deal. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm familiar with the area.
Mr. Stewart.
It says right here that, earlier in the year, I guess FEMA came out and inspected it, gave us an initial price of about $33,000, and our bid's about $185,000. Are they gonna reassess that, they don't reimburse at 100%, or how does that FEMA program work when you have damages done like this?
Yeah, some FEMA representatives came out about March, April of this year, looked at it. They don't have a lot of experience with actual contract pricing, so that's how they came up with the $33,000. When we met with them, we explained that we expected it to be well over $100,000 to replace it, and they just asked that we, get a contractor on board, and they'll reprice it now that we have this information.
So are we
fronting the money up front, hoping that they're gonna reimburse it, or are they guaranteed 33, and then anything we get above it is great? Are they, what are their, you know, what do we know that we're getting back?
Yeah,
from
so
FEMA?
it's just like the entire Hurricane Helene process where you do upfront the money, and that's the main reason we have a fund balance, but you're in communication with them through the process, and so they directed us to do this and bid it out, and then recoup the money on the other side of it. So we are waiting on, of course, receiving monies, funds from all the reimbursements, and so we have an outstanding with them, but it's been constant communication. I will say the communication has been very good with them, back and forth, and on particularly you had the debris management, the recovery on that, but then this is the infrastructure side of that, and you work with a technical specialist on that, and it's worked out well for us, and we feel confident that the city's going to receive their funds.
You know, either through a meeting or through email, could you guys just update us that, you know, when they do make that final decision, I'll be curious to know, hey, we fronted 185, how much did they actually, in the end, how much they reimburse us, was it the whole 85? So ever how you choose to communicate.
Sure, we'll keep you up to date, particularly through the process as we're starting to get closer now to the normal time frame that we'll start seeing some activity with them reimbursing us. I mean, it's usually well over a year, and so, but it seems like it's going a little bit quicker with some things, and so with the process has been well. We've worked really well with them through both sides of the infrastructure side and this side. But we'll update you as soon as we start receiving some of those deposits.
I know we had a lot of stuff that we requested reimbursement for or help through FEMA, and at the end, I'd just be curious, you know, how much money we fronted through everything, you know, through the whole hurricane process, and then how much they truly, you know, grant us back or whatever. So that'd just be.
And then we also had insurance claims that we filed, and we've already received those funds on different infrastructure as well. Our pipes and so forth are uninsured. I mean, those aren't insured, so.
And we feel pretty comfortable with this contractor. Have they done work with us before, or have they done work similar to this in other locations?
We don't have any experience with them in the city. We did contact their references, City of Clemson and the town of Central. Both of those gave very good references for similar work, replacing head walls after Hurricane Helene in both Clemson and Central. I did look, and it is a 75%, 75-25 match with FEMA, so it's city cost share would be 25%.
On the infrastructure. Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments?
I make a motion to approve this, Mayor.
First by Mr. Horgan, second by Dr. Thompson. Yeah, I think about the other Mr. Roberts that used to sit in that seat. So you know what the estimate is, right? No, he would say some Yahoo's best guess about what it's gonna take to fix it. That's what he would say.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I see y'all look like you're in a class out there, so who's gonna step up and say, who's representing you? Tell us what you're doing.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Thank y'all for having us. My name is Jason McCauley, and I'm our class representative for Leadership Anderson, class 40. And we are fulfilling class requirements tonight, our attendance tonight. We certainly we're honored to be here. We've been honored to kind of move throughout the city and the county in our class work throughout the year. We started in January. And just I don't know how familiar you are with Leadership Anderson, but you
Thank you. We appreciate the leadership class, the Chamber's involvement in providing this to our community. So thank you for everything that you guys have done.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Newton,
We got to vote on that last agenda item. I think we did a first and second.
second. Then vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mr. Newton.
Got your back.
Stickler.
That's right.
We would have had Brittany over there scratching her head about the action item. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, Mayor.
First by Mr. Steele, second by Dr. Thompson. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? We stand adjourned.